Welcome back to Cruise1st TV with Derek and Joe. Now it's time to showcase the very best of no-fly cruising with P&O Cruises this time, with some amazing offers that you can book with a low deposit today and look forward to that special cruise.
Yes, we've got early booking savings for a 35-night sailing to the Caribbean for the start of 2026 on offer, and also your chance to cruise to Portugal and the sunny Canary Islands next November, with deposits starting at under £100 per person.
Happy days. Lovely. And of course your tips are always part of your P&O Cruises fare too, and we can offer a 10% discount on the classic drinks packages if you add when you book with our team. Now our first no-fly wonder takes us to the ever popular Norwegian fjords for April in 2026, and we're sailing the very popular and loved Britannia.
Yes. Southampton in the UK embark P&O Cruises, Britannia for your 7-night full board cruise. Wonderful. Just a lovely little getaway, this one, isn't it? And of course, the Britannia is an elegant and fresh and refined P&O Cruises ship with so much on offer for you to enjoy in your day-to-day experience, from exquisite dining, of course, through to a spectacular 3-tier atrium, which is a lovely centerpiece of the ship. Glass chandeliers, sculpture at the center, lots of bars and restaurants and shopping from it. I always love it when you have the atrium that's got kind of that hub feeling, that epicenter feeling of the ship, the focal point. It's nice, actually. Now, you also have the app, the My Holiday app on board, well, on your phone, which you can download, of course, which enables you to, you know, plan what you're going to be doing on board the ship. And of course, now so many ships have that smart technology, allowing you to plan your time on board and in port a lot easier. And of course, when it comes to your ports of call, you have the Shore Excursions team running you through all of the excursions on offer. You have a fully stocked library, so you can do your research, of course, on the internet, decide what you're going to do in port. And that just, again, that enables you to get there ready and rearing to go. So you can pack a lot into a day in these ports, can't you?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And they are all beautiful. So everything's at a nice, relaxed pace. Of course, on Britannia, you can treat yourself to a night in the Limelight Club as well. Remember, I'm sure you've seen here, there and everywhere the kind of names involved in the entertainment in P&O Cruises, he says, without saying too much. You can have a wonderful combined dinner and show experience in the Limelight as well to make a very, very special evening. And, you know, you might just, of course, you'll get your daily horizons, which will tell you what will be happening on the ship tomorrow, all the special things and the shows and the drink of the day and all that kind of stuff. And you might well recognise some of the names that appear on the stage. He's said too much already.
Well, and also you've got, well, in the Life Lounge, you've got the tribute acts, of course, to the Beatles, Madness, Take That, all of that fun to enjoy. But also there is the Crystal Room, which is a wonderful venue to enjoy dancing lessons on the big wooden floor. So if you're a dance couple, you might have come on board to do some dancing or just to watch. And they do have professionals, of course, talking you through dance classes if you want to join in.
Yeah, maybe
just doing your own thing.
Maybe you need your lessons.
Salsa, jazz, waltz, foxtrot. Yes.
Good place to do it. Right, here we go then, out of Southampton.
Exactly, we're into Haugesund, first of all, in fabulous Norway. Beautiful part of the world to visit. Of course, we are in the Fjordland here, but they're just very quaint, these Norwegian towns. And I have to say, the Norwegian people are incredibly friendly and inviting. Some of the best coffee in the world as well, I have to say. Olden's up next. We're here in springtime, which is going to be so fresh and gorgeous. And in Olden, you know, a peaceful village to stroll around awaits you. But at the same time, you might want to, you know, take a kayak across the incredible Nordfjord. Next up, it's Ålesund. Ålesund has got, again, the picture perfect, you know, coloured houses that are typical of Norway. There's lovely sort of canals as well. And the most spectacular vistas of the mountains. Stavanger is next on the list, and you know, you've got to go and see the Sword in the Rock monument with the 3 giant crossed Viking swords commemorating King Harold. And of course, we are in the land of the Vikings here. You might want to head to some museums to learn all about that. Now, before we head back to Southampton, it's worth mentioning, of course, that you'll get some incredible viewpoints throughout the cruise from the comfort of the ship, taking in gorgeous glaciers and fjords that are kilometres long, the gorgeous green, fresh mountains, just the most picturesque views. And the lovely thing about cruising the fjords is you have that true indoor-outdoor experience. You know, you're up on deck on a ship, yet you are, you know, enjoying the great outdoors with a hot chocolate in hand and just feeling the incredible freshness of being in this part of the world. It really, really is very special.
So popular as a first cruise as well.
Yeah.
I mean, and actually, even if you've cruised many times before, but you've forgotten what's on the doorstep, because Norway's just up there, isn't it? It's not far away at all from the UK. So it makes a lovely, lovely cruise, and it's just delicious. If you need an extra little getaway, do you know what I mean? An April, May kind of time. There are other dates for this cruise as well, in April, May, June, August and September next year, and in 2026. So you've got a massive range of dates to choose from, and it is a lovely time of year to be up there in the Fjordlands, because they are just pretty, they are serene, you can relax. You don't even need to go into the ports themselves and do anything special. You can just often just wander and just have a lovely, lovely day, and then get back on the ship and just get back to relaxing again, or getting into the spa, or whatever it is that you love. Now, our price is going to be for the 24th of April in 2026, which you can book today with a deposit starting from just £69 per person today, which is really, really good. That's early bargain booking, isn't it? It's a week of cruising on Britannia to and from Southampton, of course, so you can buy as much stuff as you like along the holiday and bring it all back as you cruise around the Norwegian fjords. And the reason we're showing you this right now is because look at this price tag. This is on Britannia. I know. And your deposits start from just £69 per person today, which is really, really good. And of course, the holiday isn't happening for, well, until about a year and a half away, but you're locking in that price today with a low deposit. And if you want to make it all inclusive, book the classic drinks package when you talk to the team, and we'll discount the price of the drinks package by 10% as well. So talk to the team about that. 0800 953 4700. But this is quite nice. You know, who's got anything in the diary for 2026? Anyone? Hands up, please. I think I saw about 2 hands, that's all. So this is brilliant. Stick it in the diary right now. Many other dates next year for the cruise and in 2026 as well. So if you want details of those, you can go searching on the website, of course, but probably easier just pick up the phone and give our guys a call on 0800 953 4700. Here's the upgrades for this cruise then, up to balcony and up to your suite. Oh, very tempting, both of those actually, I would say, especially the balcony. Having a balcony up, how many times can you say the word balcony in 10 seconds? Having a balcony in the fjords is brilliant. Open the doors, let the fresh air in, and it is lovely fresh air as well. And do you know what? They have some lovely weather up in Norway. I know still people think of Norway being the frozen north. Do you know what I mean? Like everything is in permafrost. It really isn't. There might be snow at the very, very caps of the mountains, but they have lovely, lovely summer days through our spring and summer exactly the same way as we do as well, which is absolutely fantastic. Listen, if you're interested in that, give us a call, 0800 953 4700. It's a free call and we're here 7 days a week, of course, right the way through the day. Now listen, if you haven't yet been on your first cruise, well, don't take our word for it that it's absolutely fantastic. Let's hear from some of you.
What is not to love about cruising? It's waking up every day with a brand new adventure at different ports. People say, you do it every year, and I say yes. And it's not what you think. You must try one. You know, it's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And they think it's very, very expensive when it's not. When you break it down, you'll get an absolute bargain for your food, your drink, and the luxury of being on this boat.
When you're on a cruise, you're away from everything. You're away from all the problems, as long as you leave your phone at home and you know, all that stuff. You're away from people, you're away from cooking. No cooking, no takeaways. Nothing like that. You can ring up and get something brought to your room quite easily, no problem.
Do it while you've got whoever your significant other is in your life. Because one day they might not be there, but then you will have the knowledge of knowing you can carry on cruising and carry on enjoying and having a good time.
Aww.
So true as well, though, isn't it? That actually you shouldn't leave it and you shouldn't wait. If you like the idea of cruising, living is about today and getting on with it, really, isn't it? Rather than sitting and procrastinating.
Carpe diem.
I say that as one of the world's worst procrastinators. You know, like I didn't go to America until, what, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever it is now. Now I feel like I'm there twice or three times a year. It's ridiculous. And I don't know why I waited so long. I had the opportunity to go when I was like in my early 20s and never did it.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got to embrace the opportunities, and you certainly won't regret it. When it comes to cruising, of course, you get that lovely taster of all the different destinations, so it's wonderful.
And just to touch on the value for money as well, very, very quickly, you think about, even if you go to a very, very regular chain hotel, not naming anyone, not knocking anyone, how much is it for breakfast every day? There you go.
20 quid at least.
Absolutely, it's
Maybe
ridiculous.
More.
I mean,
Yeah.
minimum 10 quid, usually about 15 quid, sometimes a lot more. It's weird. That's why we all run off to the coffee shop, isn't it?
Right.
For a croissant and a coffee, because
Yeah.
it's cheaper than having breakfast in the hotels. Anyway, right, let's move on, because we don't have that issue with P&O Cruises. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, food, 24 hours a day, all included. We're off to Portugal and the Canaries next for a cruise to and from Southampton for 14 nights. Now, that's a cruise you can get your teeth into. Starts on the 1st of November next year. And, P&O Cruises, gorgeous Ventura. I remember being on board and filming, and it was a long time ago, actually.
Oh, look at her.
I filmed on board in 2011.
Right.
That was a while ago. And do you know what? I found it so charming, and I can understand why, you know, she is in today's cruising world, you know, she's been at the sea for quite some time, but she's no fading star. She's so popular, and people will actually go on her cruises wherever she's cruising because they just want to be on board Ventura.
That's so true.
Because it has its
she
own
boasts
charm.
a huge, loyal customer base. I remember Ventura being over in the Caribbean a lot when I was over there, and just meeting so many guests who cruised on board talking about how wonderful the ship was. You know, and staff, and, you know.
Yeah, I had some neighbours when we lived in Lancashire who almost every Christmas, if not every other Christmas, would be on the 2-week Caribbean Christmas cruise.
Yep, absolutely.
On Ventura. Yeah.
It's iconic. It's a signature cruise. But of course, you're enjoying her over in the Med and the Canaries this time, which is great. Sindhu, you've got the Glass House on there. Ollie Smith, of course, you can take wine flights with food matched to your food.
Nice.
New outdoor spa. Of course, they're always updating and refreshing this beautiful vessel.
And the
Tamarind
team,
Club. Oh.
The team on board, honestly,
Yes.
they are brilliant, hilarious and friendly as well. 2 weeks of cruising. Let's go then out of Southampton to Spain first.
Yeah, La Coruña up in beautiful Galicia. Make sure you visit the Ciudad Vieja, which is the old town, to grab yourself a caña and tapa, which is the traditional little snacks, of course, and just really enjoy this beautiful Basque region, Galician region. Then we're on to Lisbon, which is capital of Portugal. I love the sailing under the bridge there. It is beautiful. Grab a pastel de nata and stroll the streets, or 3 or 10, exactly. And make sure you ride the wooden tram. That's again iconic. Then we're into Gran Canaria for a spot of sunshine. Of course, you're more or less guaranteed lovely sun in the Canaries most of the time with that warm climate. With it being geothermal, you've got the Maspalomas dunes to visit, and of course the thermal baths and geysers. Then we're on to Tenerife, and Teide National Park's very interesting. It's the volcano, of course. They filmed a lot of movies up there as it kind of doubles as the lunar landscape. So that's kind of really rugged and interesting. You can do some 4x4 kind of safaris there too. Funchal's next, and of course this is beautiful Madeira, which is part of Portugal's islands. And in Funchal, you can head up to the Mount Toboggan and ride the wicker sleds down the mountain, or perhaps do a cable car if you're less brave. Well, they're quite high, though. A couple of days at Cece's is back into Southampton after this picture-perfect adventure with 2 wonderful weeks enjoying the winter sun. I can't think of anything better at this time of year.
I bet those wicker baskets have seen some action over the years, haven't they? So what have they held themselves together? Do you know what I mean?
Have you ever done it?
No, I haven't actually. I've never been to Madeira. I would love to do it. Definitely got to do it. See, there's another thing to stop procrastinating about and get doing. I was just thinking as we were going through the Canaries as well, it's funny, isn't it? You can be there in November where it's freezing dark and cold here, and you walk down the promenade fronts, and for some reason they have these signs everywhere, don't they? They flick between the time and the temperature. They look like, you know, like petrol station signs, don't they? And you look up and you go, oh, it's 26 degrees, and here I am walking along the prom, and it's the start of November. Ah, heaven. Book today this fabulous offer. Deposits starting from just £89 per person for 2 weeks of Ventura cruising with P&O Cruises to Portugal and the sunny Canary Islands. My head is there already. To and from Southampton, remember, so you can do all the shopping you like while you're in the Canaries and Spain and Portugal and bring it all back. Your tips are included on the cruise as well, and this is why you should be booking this today, because this price is not going to hold for long. However big Ventura is, and she's a big ship, at that kind of price, those cabins are going to sell out like that. I know we're talking about into the future, we're talking about next November, but just what does the weather feel like right now? What kind of a summer did we have this year? A couple of afternoons in June, was it? Big deal. Not enough. It's good for us, isn't it, the sun? I'm no medical doctor, but it's good for us to feel the sun on our skin, isn't it? Just, it gives everyone a happiness and a radiance. And a cruise like this to somewhere you're guaranteed you will see the sun, that has got to be, without being a medical doctor, it's got to be good for you, hasn't it? On this one as well, if you book the classic drinks package, when you book it with our team, we'll discount that by 10% for you, which is brilliant. Just talk to the team. And there are other dates for this cruise that run from June to November next year and in 2026. So actually you could be booking 2 or 3 of these cruises and doing that with your low deposit very, very simply. Get one sorted for next year and get one sorted for 2026 as well. Get yourself organised. Life is for today, remember. Here's the upgrade prices to Ocean View, to your balcony, and for your even bigger suite. So there are all the prices for that. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm in a giddy mood today, sorry. I'm very, very giddy today. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm closer to going on another holiday, and actually we really, really need it. You walk around and you talk to everyone. You know, you notice you catch up with friends that you haven't seen for a wee while. What's the first thing you talk about? Oh, hasn't the weather been rubbish this year? Yeah, and when's your next holiday? When can we see the sun again? You know, listen, if you want a cruise, by the way, with P&O Cruises, a lot sooner. If you want to get away for this Christmas in the Caribbean, there will be a P&O cruise out in the Caribbean for this Christmas. So if you're thinking, okay, we're looking into next year and to 2026, but if you want one for Christmas, I know we've got it. I know we've got it. Just talk to the team on 0800, because if you are, quite frankly, sick to death and ready to run to the airport the first opportunity, then we have that cruise, honestly. I've always got my passport in my back pocket.
Well,
ready.
and also getting away, just taking all the stress away from that time of year, getting away for Christmas. I mean, my goodness, just do it.
Yeah, it would be lovely to do.
Just do it. Like, throw away the excuses and think, no more cooking. Well, this year, I'm just going to take the stress off my shoulders, invite the whole family.
Okay, just one thing very, very quickly. Why are you tuned into this channel right now? Because you need a holiday. That's why, isn't it? So, let's get them sorted. Let's do another one then, shall we? Remember, you can book any P&O Cruises sailing with us here at Cruise First. They're all on the website, cruise1st.tv, or give the team a call, 0800 953 4700. Right, we're going to do the biggie now as we spend 35 nights on board, sailing to and from the UK to the Caribbean in January for 2026. See, people think they can't go to the Caribbean if they don't fly. They can. And this time we're on board P&O Cruises Iona, down in Southampton, 35 nights. Now that's a cruise, isn't it?
It is a cruise, and P&O Cruises are known for their transatlantics. They do it in style, I think, you know, at such a high level that it has customers coming back year after year, cruise after cruise, to enjoy not just being over in the tropics, but the whole experience of getting over there as well, because it's the journey, not just the destination. I'm sounding like a bumper sticker today. That's okay. That's all right. We love that saying. Hashtag YOLO. Look, this is an amazing experience, because day-to-day activities on board will keep you so entertained that you'll just almost forget that you're, you know, cruising to a different part of the world.
Well, Also, let's not forget on this one, Joe, it's the 3rd of January. You know, it's not going to be the greatest day in Southampton when you start your cruise.
No.
How excited the crew going to be?
Oh my God.
That they're sailing out to the Caribbean as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you very much.
And the lovely thing is, you don't, you know, when you get if you fly and you get jet lag because you've lost, you know, going over to the Caribbean, you're going to have lost 5-6 hours, I think, time difference. Well, the great thing about cruising over is they change an hour every day, so you don't really even feel it. So you don't have that feeling of getting off and thinking, oh, I'm so jet lagged, when you're cruising to a different part of the world.
Although that's another thing as well. If you're like me, and it's happening a lot at the moment, and maybe it is just because of the last trip to Vegas, maybe I'm still jet lagged from that, but if you do wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and you're sailing through the Caribbean seas, you can go up on deck and put yourself on a lounger, can't you?
Yeah,
Even
you
at
can.
3 o'clock in the morning, you can't do that at home, can you?
No, and that's a lovely thing about it. And that, the Caribbean breeze, just enjoying the warmth. In January, when you're over there, of course, it goes without saying that you're going to get that lovely warm Caribbean weather. Now, when we're on board Iona, of course, like I said, there's loads of activities to keep you going on a day-to-day, from shuffleboard to mini golf to, you know, what's it called, ping pong, all of that fun stuff, quizzes, bingo, you name it. But, you know, if you don't want to do those activities, you can just sit back with a book. You can, of course, partake in things like dance classes, which the cruise staff team will, you know, instruct you through, which is great.
Can I tell you where I'll be? I'll be in the Keel and Cow. It's a gastropub.
Yes.
I'll be in there. And that's not about the drinking, but of course, you know, like one at a time responsibly, as we always say. But I just have to hear the word gastropub and I'm like, oh, triple cooked chips. That's what I'm after. And a big steak.
I tell you what, that is one of my favourite things of all time, triple cooked chips. They're so good. Of course, P&O Cruises knows how to do it in style as well. Yeah, so this is kind of the heightened version of your regular pub food, which you're going to love. And that's just one of the many delicious dining options on board. Marco Pierre White, destination-inspired dishes, the chef's table, and you've got the buffet, so much more. They have their own gin on board. You can learn about making that, make a bottle to take home. But it's Tenerife first that we are visiting for that spot of sunshine in the middle of January to get your cruise started. A nice relaxing day perhaps at the beach, or you're maybe going to head out on safari or some whale watching. We're going to cross the Atlantic over the pond into Basseterre St. Kitts after a few days at sea, of course, where you can take a 4x4 safari. You can head out on the railway, go and see the cheeky monkeys hiding in the jungle. They are everywhere, and well, you know, might want to do some bathing in the hot springs. That's a fun thing to do as well. Then we're on into Bridgetown, Barbados, one of the few Caribbean islands solely colonised, of course, by one nation. The Bajans describe their country being more English than England herself. So you will find things like in Sandy Lane, they do the afternoon teas, which is really fun. St George's Grenada next for you, the Spice Isle, one of the major producers of nutmeg, mace, clove, cinnamon and cocoa. You can learn all about this on an excursion, or perhaps head to the Grand Etang National Park for some natural beauty. Castries St Lucia awaits us next. This is a really favourite destination for British holidaymakers. Right there at the terminal in Point Seraphine or La Place Carenage, you've got tax and duty-free shopping and great little restaurants. You don't even have to leave if you don't want to. Then we're on into St John's Antigua, and again right there at the terminal you've got a casino, you've got great shopping, a craft market, but my favourite place is Dickinson's Bay. Powder white sand, turquoise ocean, great snorkeling. Yeah, you'll enjoy it. Tortola is next, and again the terminal boasts a great selection of shopping and dining and all of that fun. But Virgin Gorda, if you take an excursion over to Virgin Gorda, you'll see the world famous Virgin Gorda baths, which are a natural phenomena. Then we're into Philipsburg and St Martin, which is Dutch and French island. Right there at the terminal, you take a water taxi and you've got this perfect beach 5 minutes away.
That's the one where the planes come in low, isn't it?
No, that's Maho.
Oh, okay.
But that's the downtown beach. But Maho's great as well.
Nice.
Then Tenerife. We're back into Tenerife for another cheeky little visit before we head back into, of course, Southampton. And this will enable you to get that last boost of sunshine and vitamin D.
Well, you've got more Spain yet to come as well.
We've got more.
And then it's a La Coruña.
Yes, we do. We have La Coruña. So you've taken some sort of cultural interesting points here, like the Roman Lighthouse, but you've also got Santiago de Compostela, not too far away, the famous pilgrim city, of course. Do a tour there because it's well worth it. Then we disembark in Southampton. Now, what I'm thinking here is because end-to-end, no flying whatsoever, you bring as much as you want and shop as much as you want. Of course, the Caribbean is known for tax and duty-free shopping. So I'd be thinking an extra case, do some shopping in St. Martin, which is very well known for all of the bargains, and you just stroll off, no flying involved.
I wouldn't mind if you're allowed to bring it back as well, some dried nutmeg from Grenada. That would be really nice because I cook a lot with nutmeg.
You are allowed to bring it back.
Oh,
yeah.
Fabulous. Would you mind? If you don't mind, that would be wonderful. I should just get on one of these cruises and go and get some myself, really, shouldn't I? And that's what we should all be doing right now: is stop sitting and waiting and looking at all of these beautiful, places in pictures on the telly, and actually being there and having a picture of us on those beautiful beaches, doing those wonderful adventures, or doing nothing in all of these places, just literally wandering around and just taking it all in. Or, some days take excursions, some days wander on your own, completely and utterly up to you. I love the fact that on this cruise as well, the first 4 days out of Southampton, they're at sea. That's wonderful. So that means you can just gently get into the cruising pace of life, get to know the ship, get to find your favourite places, all of that. Just settle in without the pressure of missing out on a port. And then your first port is down in the Canaries, where the sun is pretty much guaranteed to be out. So let's do this then, shall we? Early booking now for January in 2026. Deposits on this one start from just £249 per person. That's 35 nights of cruising. That's goodbye January and into early February on P&O Cruises Iona to the best of the Caribbean ports and back, of course. You won't want to come back, I know, but you have to, I'm afraid. No fly with tips included. And the price tag we have on this is ridiculous, quite frankly. For early booking's sake, put your deposit down on that right now. £249 each today. Plenty of time to budget, of course, before your due date for final payment on this one. And do yourself a favour, if you do like a tipple or two, one at a time responsibly, book the classic drinks package when you book with our team, and we'll take 10% off the drinks package price for you. You're welcome. Here's the upgrade prices on board for this cruise as well. Remember, your ocean views and balconies are going to be extremely limited on this sailing already. I know we're talking January in 2026. That's why we're opening up the low deposit. That's why we're locking in a phenomenal price tag right now. But ocean views and balconies will sell out first. You have been warned. Call us right now on 0800 953 4700. I say that because that's the way cruising goes these days. People are, if they're going on a cruise like this, it's kind of like a go big or go home kind of situation. People are saying, you know what, actually, yeah, I could go for the very, very best price there, and I'd be very, very happy in an interior stateroom. They're big, they're spacious, they've got everything that I need, but I'm not doing this cruise 3 times a year. I might be doing it once in 10 years. So let's have a balcony. Let's feel like Lord and Lady Mark. Let's do it. And actually, I would encourage you to do that. For no selfish reason, I don't get 1 penny of commission by selling you a balcony over anything else at all. So don't get me wrong. We're always looking for the very, very best deal for you. I'm thinking about the holiday experience because I holiday exactly the same as you do. And actually, it's just nice to have those extra little touches sometimes.
It is. It makes a really big difference as well. Like
it does.
The opening of those balcony doors.
Yeah.
The feeling of the breeze on your face and every morning just looking out at the ocean. So it is worth treating yourself, like you say, because it's, especially if it's a special occasion cruise.
It's a treat no matter what.
Yeah.
It's a massive treat no matter what. And listen, that's what life is about, isn't it? We work hard and we should be able to play hard as well. And I think 35 nights of cruising sounds like just what a lot of you need right now, just a bit of a getaway, just a light at the end of the tunnel, do you know what I mean? To know that it's happening and cruising out to the Caribbean and back without going to the airport. Fabulous.
Wow.
Listen, call us 0800 953 4700 and don't you move a muscle because we've got plenty more ideas on the way before you know it.
Cheers.